Pilipino. This is the news and information station of Aliw Broadcasting Corporation, reaching and engaging every Filipino on air, online, and on ground. Ito ang bagong DWIZ 882, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama. Proud member of ALC Group of Companies.
Ang lahat ng opinyon, pagtingin, pananaw o kuro-kuro ng mga bisita at panauhin o mga anchors o host sa programang ito ay sarili at tanging opinyon at pananaw ng mga nabanggit at hindi opinyon o pananaw ng Aliw Broadcasting Corporation, mga producers o mga namamahala ng Aliw Broadcasting o anumang organisasyon na affiliated sa network at kailanman ay hindi iniendorso ng Aliw Broadcasting Corporation ang mga nabanggit na opinyon at pananaw sa programa.
What's up, Pilipinas? What's up, Pilipino? Sana diretso ang araw mo na payapa, tahimik at maunlad. Tara, sali ka na sa programang may usapang pangkapayapaan, usapang pangkaunlaran sa Up Pilipinas. Usapang pangkapayapaan, usapang pangkaunlaran, Pilipinas. Kasali ang lahat sa kwentuhang pambayan. Live na live sa DWIZ Manila. Live din sa Aliw 23 Free TV. At pwedeng i-follow sa lahat ng DWIZ Facebook, YouTube. At pwede ring mapanood sa DWIZ News app. Kasama si retired Brigadier General Gerry Zamudio at ang batikang broadcaster na sina Andy Vital at Emil Carreon. Up Pilipinas. Usapang pangkapayapaan, usapang pangkaunlaran, Pilipinas.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Happy Independence Day at welcome po sa programang Usapang Pangkapayapaan, Usapang Pangkaunlaran, Pilipinas, sa Up Pilipinas sa DWIZ. Sa ngalan po ni Kuya Andy Vital at ni General Gerry Zamudio, ko po ang inyong taong bahay, Emil Carreon. At kasama po natin ngayon sa studio ang ating kasama sa advokasya. Yan. Ang founder and president po ng We Aim OFW Incorporated, si Ma'am SP Cruz Miranda. Ma'am SP, ang inyo pong pagbate.
Yes, power morning, power evening sa lahat po, national and international. Here we are naman para sa ating another discussion with regards sa ating overall Filipino welfare. So sa issues and concern po ng bawat isa sa atin. So this time bro, before
Kumusta po yung Independence Day, ma'am? Kumusta naman ang napansin nyo sa kalsada?
Medyo konti lang naman na nakita ko sa kalsada, pero mostly, siyempre, since Independence Day, may mga nagse-celebrate ng independency. Mm-hmm. So, pero tayo, more on aware tayo sa kung ano ba talaga nangyayari dito sa atin sa Pilipinas.
Yes.
So, pero before that, siguro pwedeng batiin muna natin yung ating mga kasamahan. Most especially, nandyan lang sa atin sa labas sa station. Andyan sa atin si kapatid na Jenny Rios, who went together with the wife of our guest mamaya, si Miss Bless Yort. And then, siyempre, batiin din natin ang kasama natin kanina sa Shangri-La, no other than Tita Daisy and Tita Sylvia.
Na nagse-celebrate ngayon ng kanyang pamangkin o apo.
Oo.
Ano ba? Apo o pamangkin?
Pamangkin, actually.
Pamangkin.
Okay,
Happy birthday to Uriel Duen Remulla Amongol. Ayan. Forensic University of Baguio. At ganun din si Benigno Abelia Aka Bongbong. Ayan.
Yeah, gusto ko rin siya i-congratulate yan, bro, kasi ang alam ko, gumraduate yan dyan sa Baguio. Yan.
Ayan. Galing naman.
And then, meron din tayong mga babatiin. Siguro mamaya, after discussion ni Brother Neil, short mamaya dito.
Pero mamaya na yon, ikaw muna. Ano yung ating napaka-importanting i-discuss ngayon tungkol sa Tanay Rizal?
Actually, may mga discussion tayo. Medyo isinet aside lang natin yung ibang updates natin kasi medyo madugo yung magiging discussion natin mamaya dahil initially, makikita natin, actually, this part of problem na nakita natin within, problema sa lupa again, part of the land grabbing per se, dahil maganda yung location. As we have the discussion before, noon pa, meron na tayo yung discussion nito sa mga problema within Tanay. So nakita natin na yung mga resort there, yung mga tourism site and everything.
Meron po ba kayong diniscuss dati tungkol sa Tanay na
Yes.
tungkol sa river or sa nawawalang tulay? Ganun ba?
Actually meron tayong beforehand, meron tayong i-discuss dito as you remembered na yung river na supposed to be on the left side, dinredge yung kabila on the right side para lang dun mag-flow. Kasi as I know, gusto ko deeper than that, yung mismong concerned citizen o yung mismong nakakasad nga kasi imagine mo bro, it is Briton or the foreigner is the one na nagpo-protect dun sa area. He is the one who has the heart and the mind of keeping and preserving that national resources of ours. Samantalang, kumbaga, yung ating mga co-Pilipinos na dapat makipag-coordinate, collaborate, and sumuport dun sa kanyang advokasya within the area, sila pa yung tipong umiipit dun sa area. Kasi makita ko nga dun
paano po kayang iniipit?
Parang part of ng pag-iipit nila, for example, may mga request for halimbawa since namumblema sila within the area of the halimbawa yung area nila sa ilog medyo nag-overflow or medyo nami-mislead yung water kung saan pumunta dahil syempre di ba as goes by dun sa river tumataas yung mga kalupaan niya na dapat i-dredging ng konti para yung water medyo bumaba right so yung mga request nila something dun sa mga department o the mga agencies na pinagre-requestan medyo dun nagkakaproblema and for that siguro
unang-una pong i-request siguro sa ganyan, yung barangay.
Yes, oo. Unang-una, syempre, sabi ko nga, to inform, nung interviewin ko siya, nagulat lang ako na from the level wherein, as per advice, ng WMOFW na since nagkakaroon ng problema, ba't hindi
sa
muna
barangay, siguro banggitin na natin kaagad. Barangay,
ito yung barangay Cayabo.
Tanay, Rizal.
So kaya tinawag barangay Cayabo dahil sabi nga kanina, Cayabo daw yun. Pero yun ang pagkakakilala daw, kaya barangay Cayabo, Tanay, Rizal. So
ano yung particular na nire-request na hindi napagbigyan at anong naging epekto?
Actually, siguro mas maganda kung maikwento na niya, pero part of it, sa pagkakaalam ko, nung part na nagre-request sila dun sa tinatawag na PAMB, okay, kung ano man yung sa PAMB na yun, and then aside from that, dun sa mismong pandredge supposed to be nagagamitin, hindi sila nakagamit, kaya nag-produce na yung tao ng sarili nilang pandredge, just imagine.
So
para
yung
lang maprotektan.
Yung sariling pandredge,
sila na nag-produce. Lugar na government.
Heavy equipment.
At I think pandig, kung di ako nagkakamali, parang backhoe or something. Okay. And then, part of it, may nakita din ako dun sa video na pinakita or picture rather, na meron na silang kumbaga parang dike, naggawa na sila ng simple dike to protect their area dahil nga nag-o-overflow yung water dun sa may river na which is kung dinredge sana iyon, dire-diretso
so bigyan natin ng context siguro, no? Kasi baka sabihin ng mga nakikinig at nanonood sa atin, bakit naman pati yung ganyang bagay pinag-uusapan natin dito sa ating programa. Tandaan po natin, kapayapaan at kaunlaran ng ating target.
Yes.
At wala pong dyan po sa lugar na yan ng Rizal ay napaka-partikular na may sighting po ng mga NPA. So dyan sa parting kapayapaan, kung pag-uusapan natin ng kapayapaan, parang napapabayaan ng kapayapaan dyan kasi yung mga natitira pa na remnants ng mga CPP, NPA, NDF ay imbes na lumapit sa gobyerno ay lalapit pa sa mga makakaliwang grupo kasi nga sa mga ganitong bagay na nangyayari even to the smallest unit ng barangay.
Yes, bro.
Okay, kapayapaan po yun. Kaunlaran. Ano ang maaasahan nating kaunlaran kung merong baha sa isang lugar na particular, binanggit nyo kanina, Ma'am SP, ay walang maayos na dredging o imbes na maayos yung dredging, nilipat pa yung daan ng tubig. So parang pinakialaman pa ang ating kalikasan. Siguro sa larangan ng kaunlaran, kung paano yung pangangalaga natin ng kalikasan, ay parang anong tawag dito? Binastos pa. Parang sinalbahe pa ang ating kalikasan.
Ang nakakasad nga nito, bro, at tulad nga ng sinasabi natin in connection with, yung palang pangalan natin na organizations natin sa ating advokasya, we aim overall Filipino welfare.
Okay.
Right? Pero ako naramdaman ko dito sa Briton na kausap natin, siya yung part ng ating grupo na we aim overall Filipino welfare kasi mismo yung Briton ang nakaisip at nakaramdam ng pagtulong dun sa mga community na nandoon, most especially dun sa mga natin, IPs doon, na dumagats.
Oo nga pala.
Okay?
Yan po lugar na yan ay halos mga indigenous people ang
Yes.
mga naninirahan dyan na mga dumagat, mga kapatid nating katutubo na dumagat na sa ngayon ay it appears napapabayaan ng barangay at ng municipality dyan sa barangay
Cayabo, Tanay Rizal.
Okay,
Kaya nga
tuloy niyo po.
nagpapasalamat tayo. Actually, nagpapasalamat po ako right now, ngayon pa lang, i-shout out ko na. Itong mag-asawa na to, na si Miss Carol Roldan, together with Bro Ramil. Bali sila kasi ang naglapit sa atin ng problema, kung kaya nakausap natin, kumbaga na-interview natin, na-interrogate, and tinignan natin yung mga documents given para magkaroon ng proof na talaga bang ano ba talaga yung nangyayari dyan sa barangay Cayabo. At bakit nagkaroon ng dredging ng other side of the river, samantalang may original river na supposed to be dapat yun idinredge para magtuloy-tuloy yung water, diba? Kaya being a member of PMOFW and part na itong mga mag-asawa na to, most especially Miss Bliss, dahil siya ang Pilipino. So sa nakita ko na yung confirmation na sila advocate people na within the area na nakikita nila. Actually, sabi ko nga nung makita ko yung kanilang expertise of, kumbaga, ini-scrutinize nila all over dun sa, actually, hindi lang part nila no? Yung buong kabuuan ng Tanay, connecting dun sa mga river na sinasabi. Pero kung makikita mo yung documents presented to us, halos kabuuan ng Tanay ang pinakita nila na halos yung lahat ng tourism site and then yung mga resort, whatever it is. Ang tinatanong lang nita, how come na nakuha nila in particular yung mga permits and everything kung napapabayaan yung location, right?
Yun yung
So,
binabanggit mong permit kanina na PAMBI.
Yes, oo. So yun yung kaya nga deeper than that, gusto ko sana not from us kasi inireport lang din sa atin yan. Gusto ko from the person na siyang nag-report sa atin, kaya nga in-invite natin siya na maging part ng ating bisita dito sa atin sa DWIZ, Up Pilipinas, in respect to General Calonzo, General Zamudio, and Kuya Andy Vital, and with you, bro. Nasisiyahan naman ako at happy ako talaga na binigyan nyo ng chance na magkaroon ng point of view or part ang ating bisita para i-discuss deeper than our knowledge kung ano man ang nangyayari within the area dahil sila mismo ang nandun sa area.
Okay, so
Diba?
batiin po natin at welcome dito sa ating studio. Maybe to our listeners, you should adjust your
A little bit.
your ears because you'll be listening to an English talking person. I tried to coach him to speak in Tagalog a while ago, but I think it takes about 20 years before he can speak fluent Tagalog. But he can speak a sprinkle of Tagalog. So welcome. Mr. Neil Short to our program, to DWIZ. This is our program Up Pilipinas. And first of all, happy wedding anniversary to you and to your wife,
Happy
Blessing.
anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, greet your friends.
Maganda gabi po. Thank you for inviting us here, and even though it's my wedding anniversary, my wife Asawa Bless has given me the blessing because she knows how important this is.
Yes.
So, marami salamat.
So,
Thank you.
did you have a good celebration or a salad celebration a while
Salad
ago?
a while ago.
We had a wonderful day together at preparing, but then we made the journey through Manila to be here, and then we've had a small meal today, and now we just really want to be here with you because it's so important to us because our life's on the line there. You know, it's we get flooded 5 times now because of this river that's been dredged on our land.
So
Maybe,
we are talking about Barangay Cayabo, Tanay Rizal,
Apo.
and maybe for our
Initial.
viewers to have an idea of how it looks, can you?
I can show you.
Okay.
If we can get this.
Yes,
picture.
yes.
The lot of Blasilda Ferraris Kitoriano, my
Yes.
wife, is here, and it's a 2 hectare lot, and it was a 2 hectare lot for 50 years plus.
Okay.
And the Ilog, originally, the Lanatin River went derecho, and you can see the course here.
Okay.
Now, there's been a resort built by the Pambi, given the Pambi, and given the blessing of Capitan Antonio
Okay.
Bolaños. This resort is actually in the river.
Okay.
Now, we live here. This is
Okay.
our house here.
Okay.
Now, this was Lupa before. All of this was Lupa. There was a small sapper. It's called Sapper de Cayabo. You can see it here now running.
Okay.
Right? But here was the Malaque Lanatin River.
That is all the river on the other side.
The Lanatin went derecho and it runs straight through here. We can show you on the LRA map. But this was all Lanatin River.
Okay.
You see? And now this was where it entered to Cayabo Creek. It did not enter in the north. There was never an Ilog in the north,
Okay.
right? This was all.
So that is
connected
land.
with Lupa. This was all Lupa, and this is Bless's land.
Lupa is land. Okay.
So Capitan dredged this on Bless's land.
So
And
you're
enjoy it.
saying that it was dredged
Yeah. For
from
another
one
river.
direction to another direction.
Yes.
After Ulysses, we requested help with the bank because the bank was full of buhangin
Okay.
and grabber, and it was quarried to build some of the houses in Cayabo.
Oh.
So after Ulysses, the bank broke. So we applied
Yeah.
for the bank to be put back.
Mm.
Now Capitan came with the bulldozer. He took our gate off twice without a court order.
Okay.
Brought the bulldozer in and dredged the land without any
Oh.
permission. We went to the municipal and we said, look, why is he not building the bank? And why is he not dredging the Ilog?
Yeah.
Why
Okay.
is he dredging it our land? And he dredged it, but he's carried on.
So
and we
in the other
eventually,
side.
yeah, he built a bank, Palpact, and it lasted 4 months and it broke because it was only buhangin.
Oh.
And so then we applied to
Okay, you can put down it here
Mm.
now.
yeah,
Can
okay.
put that there.
we applied to President Duterte. We wrote a letter.
Yes.
And he kindly contacted Governor Yanaris. We had a job order for
Okay.
8 working days to build the bank,
Yeah.
and she
Okay.
sent.
And what
She
happened?
kindly sent a huge baku, and
So
Capitan.
this is the part.
Yes.
Capitan took it away.
So that's
Yeah.
the part.
Yeah, he took away the baku.
Okay.
And he used it for his Pozzo Negro in his swimming pool and bringing water to to his water station. He used it for helping in Santo Niño. He used it in for other resorts.
Okay.
And
So you mean to say he used it personally?
No, he built all these resorts here with it.
Oh
in the north,
my.
right? He built all those with the baku. Then he brought it to our, even though it was sent for us, he brought it to do our bank. And he was there for 3 hours, and he made the bank with buhangin, and it was only 12 days, and it broke.
Oh.
And that was his government project. He has just, can I use his photograph again?
Yeah.
He
Yes.
has just built a concrete bank here,
Okay.
and he spent 8 months building a concrete bank to protect the villagers from the river he put on our land. So he's now making another mistake, because what he's doing is he's made a concrete palletized bank which stops all the sappers underground coming into the Ilog, or coming into the Cayabo Creek. These sappers can't get through the concrete, so they will block up, and that will become waterlogged. And then when the Ilog, which it comes down the mountain,
Yes.
it comes down the mountain, and it comes down from the north here. It comes down the road and goes into barangay. This will already be waterlogged. So when that water comes down the road, like it has done in Ulysses,
By the way, Neil, you are talking about all these things. Are you an engineer by profession, or do you know something
Yeah.
about engineering?
okay, I am a qualified engineer for maintenance. I must say I'm not a civil engineer in that sense, but my brother is.
Yes, but
So I
at least,
understand.
But you have
at least you know.
experience.
We
you-
work
Yeah.
together. We work together. So I do more maintenance than him, but he taught me so many things. But I've lived by that river. This is not a British thing. The Catatubos made the bypass. The Catatubos made this bypass, and I understand the engineers of the Catatubos. They bypassed it for a reason, because they knew it was Malakas. and it was dangerous. So Chieftain Abu gave Cayabo to the people, as well as it was also donated by Francisco. It was donated to them as well, but for some reason the Catatubos bypassed it. They lived there for thousands of years. Your ancestors bypassed that river for a reason.
Yes.
There needs to be at least 50-50. It needs to go kif. It has to go, because running 100%, even with a bank, it will push up the Sapa.
Oh, yes.
And as it pushes up the Sapa Cayabo, it will go down the road.
That's
and it will go into the village.
That's flooding.
It will flood. It will. In engineering, the greater force overcomes the weaker force.
Okay.
The big Malakas E-log will overcome the Sapa, and it will push the Sapa back.
Yes.
And when it pushes the Sapa back, because the concrete's already blocking the Sapas from coming in, it will push the Sapa back into the village. And then what will happen? The village is Babat. The village is lower than us. We will flood last, but the village will flood first.
So that is hilly, more on hilly on the but.
I worked for the barangay for 2 years.
Okay.
I did the LGU works because I was the only one that had a baku to develop this, and I was the only one with a baku in the village. So after Ulysses, I fixed Cayabo Creek and opened the creek, and I opened Asmican Creek, which is here, right? And we've cleared the roads, and we did all the barangay work for 2 years. Now, what happened between me and Capitan was I couldn't afford to work 12-hour days with no maintenance. I didn't ask for money, but I needed gas oil. I needed diesel.
Of
I
course.
needed. Sometimes I broke my chain. I have to weld it. I have to fix things. But I wasn't even getting that, so I stopped working for him, and then that's when our troubles started, because I didn't do those works anymore.
So anyway, since there was no flooding, not so much flooding yet, but it has very bad effect for you, your family, and your house.
I have to share this.
Yes,
This
yes.
Here, I had to build a small riprap here
Yes,
to push the water. To push the water away from my house, because this is our house.
All right.
Our house is 46 meters from the original bank, right? So it's in the regulations. But most of the houses in Cayabo, they're built on the riverbank.
Oh my
right? Yeah, they're all built on the riverbank here.
Okay.
But there's Salvador Jun Lau lives in the original Sapa de Cayabo. The original creek used to go through this resort here. Two Rivers campsite, but it's been pushed onto my wife's land.
Okay.
Instead of her getting the land where the Sapa was, which is the regulations in the water code in the Philippines, they sold the land to Salvador Jun Lau, but they pushed the creek onto my wife's entrance road. Now, not only have they put a river on her land, they've pushed the creek onto her entrance road. So they've grabbed the entrance road, nearly destroyed, and when it floods, it washes away the entrance road. So that's the plan of Capitan now, is to destroy the entrance road so we can't get into our house.
Oh.
You know?
So both.
So your house, your property is in danger of being denuded, and you said that something else happened, like you were even sent to prison.
And then because of the man-made river and the creek.
Okay, so my wife and I, we asked, gosh, this is deep. Alan Sacramento from the municipal of Tanay, he applied for the vice mayor, but he lost this year. And Alan Sacramento took 2 cases for us in the Sangguniang Bayan, and he was the only councillor in the last case where he dismissed our accusations against Capitan
The barangay
Bolaños.
chairman, yes.
Now, he dismissed it in one hearing, and he was the only councillor in the Sangguniang. There was no more councillors, and there should be 8 councillors. So, Alan Sacramento came to our land on the 28th of July, 2022, I believe. Yeah, it was. And 2023, I think. I'm not sure. I'm sure the date. I'm trying to forget it because they put me in jail, right? So
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure of the year, but I know it was the 28th of July. Now, what happened? He came for an ocular visit to talk about the bank.
Okay.
But the next day we were in jail.
Oh.
Yeah. So how did that happen? What happened was he was standing here looking at the bank, but he was looking across here. Now the next day in the morning arrived Lupon, Ramel, and Drada, and there was another 3 bata younger boys, right? One was Butchoy Dongit. I forget the other 2 names. I'm really sorry I don't know their names, but they don't know my name.
No problem.
They don't know
Okay.
my name either, but
Go
it
ahead.
doesn't matter. I'm bad for not knowing their names. But they came and they started to block off the original river, which causes the river to push back onto our land.
Yes.
Yes.
So they were
course.
blocking it off, and my wife said, "What are you doing? This bow well, it's bow well to make kati
Because
and
they
block the
dredged
river."
it.
Yes.
So, to cut a long story short, the Lupon then intervened with his gun and came on the land here and stood on this is Lupa, not Elog, this is Blessie's land, and threatened Blessie with a gun.
Oh.
An illegal gun, which has no license whatsoever. She has a licensed gun, right, which was, I can show you the license if you need to see it.
Yeah.
But it's a licensed gun. Now, he made a threat to her. The caretakers saw it, and she said, "Lupon's got a gun." Blessie took her gun and shot a warning shot. Well, she was told if someone threatens you, she was told you should shoot them because you have to stop. You have to make a decision quickly. But she didn't. She shot a warning shot because she doesn't want to do anything like that. He was threatening her with a gun, and she made a warning shot into the ground, and then he ran off, and they ran off. The battle ran off. Then 3 hours later arrived the police with Capitan trespassing on our land, and he said he said to me that day that he's trying to make a solution about what he's done with this bank, and he said we're going to talk about it, and you come with us with the police and we'll talk about it. And then
Okay,
he put
and
me
then-
in jail for 14 days.
You
He
put-
never gave me a residence
He
order.
put you in jail for how many days?
14 days. He accused me of shooting the gun.
All right.
But first of all,
So
you
we'll
have the invitation.
we'll stop from that, okay?
Yeah.
You were put in jail for 14 days. Sa oras na 7:26 ng gabi, magbabalik po ang programang Up Pilipinas sa DWIZ makalipas ang ilang paalala.
Up Pilipinas. Usapang pangkapayapaan. Usapang pangkaunlaran Pilipinas.
Come on, let's go to Isuzu Jaguars. You won't regret it. Come on, let's go to Isuzu Jaguars. We've got your back. Isuzu Jaguars, your partner through it all. Isuzu Jaguars, Isuzu Jaguars, Isuzu Jaguars. Let's journey together.
Visit Isuzu Gencars Makati, Isuzu Santa Rosa, Isuzu Batangas Santo Tomas, Isuzu Batangas City, Isuzu San Pablo, Isuzu Legazpi, and Isuzu Naga. Narito na ang Filipino Mirror, ang unang tabloid sa negosyo. Nagtatampok ng mga eksklusibong balita at impormasyon ng pagtatagumpay sa negosyo. Ang tabloid na nagbibigay ng gabay at inspirasyon sa pag-unlad at pag-asenso. Filipino Mirror, naglalaman ng mga nagbabagang balita, napapanahong issue, may init na opinyon at komentaryo. Filipino Mirror, ang unang tabloid sa negosyo. Pinarangalan ng Gawad Tanglaw bilang natatanging pahayagan sa 3 magkakasunod na taon at marami pang pagkilala. Kaya bumili na at magbasa ng Filipino Mirror ng umasenso sa pagnenegosyo.
Pagsapit ng alas 12 bago ka mag-lunch o kaya nagla-lunch ka. Dagdagan pa ang mga alam mo para hindi ka naman huli sa balita. Live sa DWIZ Manila at sa lahat ng DWIZ News FM sa buong Pilipinas, Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. At mapapanood ng live sa Aliw 23 Free TV at sa lahat ng digital channel ng DWIZ. Ang Balitang Bayan. Mga balitang nangyari lang at kasalukuyang nangyayari. Balitang Bayan. Kasama ang opisyal na tagagising ng bayan, si Drew Nasino. Di ka aantukin kapag nalaman mo na ang latest sa Balitang Bayan. Sa patuloy na pagbabalita ng tama at paglilingkod ng tama. Balitang Bayan. Araw-araw, 12 noon. Papalakas ng papalakas, palinaw ng palinaw. Mga balita at impormasyong naiintindihan dahil malinaw mong nalaman. Tutok lang sa DWIZ. Mula umaga hanggang gabi. Updated on air and online. DWIZ. Nagbabalita ng tama. Naglilingkod ng tama. Latest, pinakabago at tama. DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Pilipinas, narito na ang tamang balita sa oras na ito. Nangihinayang ang Kamara na nagtapos ang 19th Congress nang hindi nararatipikahan ang panukalang 200 peso daily minimum wage hike bill na layong itaas ang sahod ng mga empleyado at manggagawa sa pribadong sektor. Sinasabing hindi nagkasundo ang dalawang kapulungan ng Kongreso sa isang kompromiso sa panukala, kaya hindi ito naisalang sa bicameral conference. Matatandang sinabi ni Senate President Francis Chis Escudero na hindi niya alam kung ano ang naging batayan ng Kamara dahil huli na itong naipasa at ngayon minamadali sa mataas na kapulungan.
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
At yan ang mga tamang balita sa mga oras na ito. Mag-follow at subscribe sa lahat ng DWIZ News digital channels, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, X at DWIZ News Up at DWIZ News website. Ako po si Jen Patrolya, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
Oras-oras nagbabalita ng tama. Naglilingkod ng tama. DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up. Kasama si retired Brigadier General Gerry Zamudio at ang batikang broadcaster na sina Andy Vital at Emil Carreon. Up Pilipinas. Usapang pangkapayapaan. Usapang pangkaunlaran Pilipinas.
Babalik at nagpapatuloy po ang programang Up Pilipinas sa DWIZ. Sa mga nakikinig at nanonood po sa atin, si Tristan Wyatt Bigulay, ganoon din si Telma Bayate. Yan, magandang gabi po. At si Ma'am Net Tan, si Dr. Noel Aguilar, ganoon din si Mr. Daewon Lim at si Taiwan Kim from Korea. Yan, good evening to you. At si Ma'am SB, baka may mga nakikinig na kailangan mong batiin.
Yes,
o
batiin ko
nanonood.
muna. First of all, I just want to greet all the June celebrants, ng ating mga birthday celebrants natin. Most especially yung ating coordinator, member coordinator and correspondent in the future, si Mr. June Veloso, birthday niya sa June 23 rather, and then si John Manalo sa June 24. So binabati ko po lahat ng ating birthday celebrant, most especially yung ating mga OFWs, no, international, lahat po kayo binabati natin, maligayang pagbati po sa lahat. At meron po tayong mga updates with regards dun sa ating Hong Kong. So still we have activities this coming Sunday and the last Sunday. Unfortunately, hindi po kami nakalakad ni Bro Emil dahil may mga inaasikaso po kami din different areas. So sooner makapunta po tayo, and then yung ating pong Taiwan together with the ating Japan, magkakasunod po yung tatlong may invitation tayo sooner na aayusin lang po natin itong ating dito sa Maynila, and then magsaset po tayo ng schedule natin dyan sa atin para sa ating mga OFWs.
Yun.
So, yan. And then,
Okay, ako po ay nakikinig kanina habang nagkukwento itong ating bisita. Talaga namang nakakabigla. No?
Yes,
Sila na nga ang nasa peligrosong kinalalagyan, delikadong kinalalagyan ng kanilang bahay at inilipat pa yung direksyon ng tubig.
Yes.
At sila ang nanganganib. Sila pa ang parang hinaras at pinasok sa kanilang property
Yes,
nitong mga taga-Lupon at taga-barangay at later on ng mga polis. At itong si Mr. Neil Short, siya pa ang pinakulong.
Yes, bro.
At naku, but
May secondary question nga ako dyan, bro. Para malaman din ng taong bayan, no, ng ating mga kapwa Pilipino, most especially kasi it's to shame, no, para sa ating kapwa Pilipinos na nakikita natin na ating mga foreigners may concern sa ating national resources sa pag-preserve and then sinasaayos kung ano yung dapat isaayos. But then, here you are, may mga problema ina-encounter sila within our co-Filipinos. So may question lang ako actually. I just want to ask.
Siguro hindi lang sa foreigner.
Oo.
Kasi sa mga kapwa rin natin Pilipino na may ganitong karanasang nangyayari, and yet sila pang pinapakulong. At kung bakit ganyan ang nangyari. Go ahead po.
Actually yung isa sa question ko, no, kasi nagulat lang ako dun sa invitation na sinasabi, hindi clear. Kasi as I heard, ang sabi kanina, parang in-invite sila for the thing na mag-uusap with regards dun sa naging problema dun sa area, right? So kaya lang parang bakit nagulat na lang ako at sinabi na ikinulong sila. If you don't mind, Mr. Short, I want you to be within your mouth. Why is it, what is the reason why they invited you in the barangay to discuss everything or whatever it is? What is the main reason? Why is it that they jailed you and your wife?
They said that they would take us to the barangay. Then we would probably go to the Sampaloc police station to talk in Sampaloc about our problems that we've had that with Lupon and Brada and with the boys and what happened that day. There was no talk about going to Tanai or going to jail. It was a simple invitation for us to go and talk, and we thought, like always, we want a solution to our problems that we've been for some reason that can I please emphasize what's happened in the court. Now we're in court. We went to Judge Sheila in Morong, and Judge Sheila asked a question of Lupon Andrada. And she said, Lupon, she said, this couple, have they had problems with the barangay before? And then Romel Lupon Andrada said, wala po, hindi po. And Judge Sheila, she changed. From being nice, she got angry. The reason she got angry was because I sent her, there's on my computer,
yes,
there's 40, I'm sorry it's switched on, but on my computer there's like 40 incidents between the barangay, like the taking off of the gate without court orders, all of the dredging of the land, all of these problems that we've talked about this evening. We sent a memory stick to the courts, and she's seen that memory stick. Now she knows that we've had 40 questions of the DILG gone through the ombudsman for Capitan. She's seen all that, and she said to Lupon Andrada, she said, what was you doing, Lupon? She changed. She said, what was you doing on that land? You're a Lupon. Why was you fishing with batter? And why was you blocking off the e-log? That's Bow Wow. She got angry, and she said, did you see Mr. Short shoot you? And he said, well, up. So you didn't see, did he see the gun? Well, up. So you presume that Mr. Short shot you? Up. And then, so she said, what did you do when presumably Mr. Short shot you? I ran to the coconut pole. How far is the coconut? 5 meters, pole. So you, hold on, I've been to Lanatin River, it's 40 meters wide. So you were in the Lanatin River and you ran 5 meters and the bank's 10 meters. She said, where was the coconut? In the e-log. So Lupon is already told lies about, he's already told committed perjury in the courts already. Okay. So already, the case, I believe, it's gonna go seriously bad soon because there's so many lies being told already.
So
And the head Lupon gave the affidavit. Arnold Belinis gave the affidavit, but he wouldn't give an affidavit for Mr. Short, would he? You know. And this, I love your country. Please forgive me for the way I'm talking now, but I love your country. But honestly, we have been abused in Cayabo. This is nothing to do with Philippines.
So that's not only you, but also with your partner, Blessy, with your
most especially
your spouse.
Yeah.
If I didn't protect Blessy from that river, she would have already washed down to the Dagat. And what sort of a husband would I be? if I didn't protect her. And I've tried to I've tried to protect the whole community in the past. And I've also tried to protect my wife, because my wife is not a good swimmer, and that e-log is Malakas, and it blocks our entrance. We can't get out if there's no bank. If there's a bank, it's safe. If there's a concrete, if they spent just like 8 days like they were told to, it would have been Malakas. If they build a small concrete one that the water washes over, it's still Malakas. But they spent 7 months on their bank for the Cayabo, and then they spent another 5 months on the more small Sapa de Cayabo. They spent 3 hours on our bank.
Okay.
How can you justify that? I can't justify that. And they've done nothing to help us for 6 years.
And you said that you're protecting your wife, your family, your property, and also your community, and you're also helping the Dumagats.
Rapu Cornelio is 75 years of age. Rapu Cornelio, I could show you a video now. Rapu Cornelio came to our land and he says, Wala Sapa Kanan.
Okay.
The e-log was always went derecho.
So he's the one testifying.
He will testify for us in court. The vice chieftain of the village, Elizabeth Domingo, who also is running a medical mission at on our land on the 14th of June.
Okay.
Right? This Saturday coming. She's with Doc James, an official doctor, and we're going to hold a medical mission to help the Catatubos, mainly in Cayabo, but it's open to the whole protected area. So I don't know how many people will come. I don't even know if we've got enough money to feed them, but we will feed them. And this is how we work. There are fish in the river. We have chickens. You know, we will feed them somehow. But
Just imagine there you have the feeding program for that.
so, you know, Elizabeth and Rapu Cornelio are the oldest full-blooded Dumagats really in the area.
Okay.
And they're both in the 70s, 75 Rapu Cornelio. We have helped him with he's now withdrawn from tribal work. He's more involved with his own clan, and the same with Elizabeth Domingo. But that's their tribal office. Blesses helps them with everything, and it's a tribal office. But we don't get any help from the barangays. Okay. I mean, okay, fair enough. I'm a foreign national, but Blesses she's not Dumagat. She's Catatubo. She's born and bred in a locus, but her family.
She's a Catatubo.
She's a full-blooded. No, she's not Dumagat. She's from Ilocos. But she is.
But just the same.
She has been adopted by Rapu Cornelio and Elizabeth Domingo into the tribe, the Dumagat tribe.
Yeah.
So she is a Dumagat in that sense that she's been adopted. But you know, Rapu Cornelio said he would adopt me if he could, because he's lovely and he's the best. He's the best for me. He's one of the most warmest men I've known, and. All I know is that that's his office, and they can't help him.
Okay.
You know.
So, as of now, bro, what is the status of that particular case that you handled right now?
We're still in the case of the complainants. They're doing the witness statements. That's as far as it's going at the moment. My wife's been. She's been accused of obstructing justice, but we went freely. How did we obstruct justice? There was no arrest. There was no arrest made on the lands.
Yes.
And we went freely. And as soon as we got... this is what I don't understand, is we applied for a bail on the first day.
Okay.
Why did it take 14 days for Capitan Antonio Bolaños... Honourable Capitan, why did it take 14 days for you to give me a residence order? Residence certificate?
Okay.
14 days. How can you do that? If you didn't want me there. And why did you try to get me locked up at Easter?
Okay.
What, you tried to put me back in jail when the DNR accused me of using a baku in the protected area. When I used that baku to protect my wife from an e-log you put on our land.
Yes.
You know?
Okay.
So why did you try to get me in jail at Easter? Last Easter again? Because... But we were luckily, we saw the affidavit was coming and we got ourselves bailed before we got in jail. But you tried to... You went... Capitan phoned up all of the agencies, the police, to try and get us arrested again.
So
Okay.
you mean to say the main subject here is their problem is the coordination and collaboration with the barangay so that they can solve this problem within the area, right? So your main problem is the coordination with the barangay. So we need to talk with the barangay for that matter so that we can have the to solve this problem because as I know, deeper than that will be coming up.
Have you
We
tried
have
talking with the barangay chairman? Oh wait, before you answer that. Sa oras na 7:45 ng gabi, magbabalik po ang programang Up Pilipinas sa DWIZ makalipas ang ilang paalala.
Up Pilipinas. Usapang pangkapayapaan. Usapang pangkaunlaran Pilipinas. Nakikita pa ba ang pagmamano sa mga Pilipino ngayon, lalo na sa mga kabataan ngayon? Meron siguro, pero yung iba, inuutusan pa. Huwag sanang mawala ang tradisyong ito na nagpapakita ng paggalang sa nakatatanda. Atin ito, Pinoy ito. Kapag nakakita ng kabataan, paalalahanan at tanungin, nagmano ka na ba? Isang paalaala para walang makalimot. Hatid ng ALC Group of Companies, Aliw Broadcasting Corporation, Station DWIZ News Nationwide, DWIZ News FM Regional Group, Home Radio 97.9, Aliw Channel 23, Philippines Graphics, Cook, Plan Bank, Business Mirror, Filipino Mirror, Brown Madonna Press Inc., City State Savings Bank, AAA Southeast Equities Inc., Filipinas Pawn Shop, at ng Sandari Batulao. Dahil ang dating ng DWIZ ay nationwide. Kailangan mabalitaan mo ang mga nagbabagang balita saan man ito sa Pilipinas. Hatid ng buong puwersa ng DWIZ News Gathering Team. Hatid ang programang magbibigay ng tamang impormasyon na galing sa lahat ng region sa buong bayan. DWIZ Network News. Bida ang lahat ng DWIZ regional stations at lahat ng news correspondents sa lahat ng lugar sa bayan. Kasama sina Angelo Bainio at Maine Barreto. Naka-live sa DWIZ Manila at lahat ng DWIZ regional stations sa buong Pilipinas. Mapapanood din sa Aliw Channel 23 at lahat ng DWIZ digital channels, Facebook, YouTube at DWIZ News website. Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. DWIZ Network News. Ang mga malalaking mga balita, ang mga matitinding mga pinag-uusapan, ang mga maiinit at pinagtatalunang mga issue. Lahat hagip, lahat malalaman. Hindi lang sa buong Metro at Mega Manila. Kasama na ang buong Pilipinas. Hahagupit na ang mga malalaking issue sa Ronda Pilipinas. Live na live sa DWIZ AM Metro at Mega Manila. Naka-live din sa DWIZ News FM Regional Stations. Naka-live din sa Radyo Ronda AM Radio sa Pilipinas. Live ding mapapanood sa Aliw 23 Free TV. At naka-live din sa lahat ng DWIZ digital news accounts, Facebook, YouTube at DWIZ News website. Ronda Pilipinas. Wala nang mahuhuli sa balita. Wala nang maiiwanang issue na hindi mo alam. Ngayon, updated ka na sa Ronda Pilipinas. Kasama si Dennis Antenor Jr. Ronda Pilipinas. Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Kasama si retired Brigadier General Gerry Zamudio at ang batikang broadcaster na sina Andy Vital at Emil Carreon. Up Pilipinas. Usapang pangkapayapaan. Usapang pangkaunlaran Pilipinas.
Nagbabalik at nagpapatuloy po ang programang Up Pilipinas sa DWIZ at sa ngalan po ni Kuya Andy Vital, ganun din ni General Gerry Zamudio. Ako pa rin ang inyong taong bahay, Emil Carreon, at kasama ko pa rin po si Ma'am SP Cruz Miranda at ang ating bisita, si Mr. Neil Short. Ma'am SP, ako po ay nakikinig dito sa mga kinukwento ni Mr. Neil Short.
Yes,
na yung mismong lugar nung barangay Cayabo, Tanay Rizal ay dati at ang mga original na taga rito ay itong mga dumagat.
Yes.
And yet ngayon, parang ang nangyayari, ang mga dumagat pa, itong ating mga kapatid na katutubo, sila pa ang pinapahirapan doon, sila pa ang nasasakripisyo ang buhay nila doon, at sila pa yung napapabayaan itong ating barangay dito. So siguro binubuksan po natin na yung ating linya kung meron man pagkakataon na yung barangay chairman ng Cayabo, Tanay Rizal na si Mr. Barangay Chairman punong barangay Antonio Bolaños ay pwede po kayo makipag-ugnayan sa amin para naman marinig namin ang inyong panig.
Yes.
Kasi itong mga ganitong kinukwento po nitong ating bisita na si Mr. Neil Short ay talagang kumbaga parang dapat po ang barangay ay pinoprotektahan unang-una yung mga taga-barangay.
Yeah.
At since ang barangay na yan ay marami yung mga katutubo or indigenous people, syempre yung mga taga-indigenous people na miyembro natin. At ganito rin itong ating foreign friend na doon na nanirahan. Sige
yes,
po.
actually, bro, isa yan sa sinasabi nga natin, umiikot tayo within national, from Abra to Basilan. Nakikita natin yung mga problema, most especially yung mga indigenous natin, yung mga tribes natin, na nawawalan na mismo ng karapatan within the area. Kumbaga, yung supposed to be sila yung isecure, sila yung isafe dun sa kanilang benepisyo o kung ano man yung meron dapat sila dun sa kanilang area, sila pa itong mga nawawalan o sila pa yung naaabuso. Pangalawa, ang pinagtatako ko lang dito, ang gusto ko lang maklear kung kaya sabi nga natin, bigyan natin ng chance since ang invitation natin, ito inilabas natin sa radyo para mabigyan ng pagkakataon dahil as per scrutinization of the documents presented to us, medyo okay naman yung dokumento at nakikita naman even the pictures and then the audio given na talagang meron silang pruweba na ipinaglalaban nila yung tama lang. So kung just in case meron pong gusto nyong ipaliwanag o meron po kaming dapat maliwanagan bilang concerned citizen ng ating mamamayan, gusto po namin malaman ano po ang ginagawa ng ating unang-una ng ating mga barangay, mga opisyales, mga kagawad, ang ating mga councilors, and ang most especially ang ating LGU. Hindi naman pwedeng hindi nila nalalaman yan dahil connecting barangays ang bawat isa dyan. Ilan bang barangay ang covered niyan? Usually, pinag-uusapan natin dito sa area ng Tanay is yung barangay Cayabo, right? Pero ako naniniwala na there's a connecting barangays given na medyo naapektuhan din on that particular dredging on the other side of the river na supposed to be original river ang dapat dinredge. Dapat ipinaliwanag nila or isinircular nila in advance kung bakit sila na-dredging ng another river.
Okay.
Para paghanda o nakapag-prepare yung ating mga kababayan na may kalupaan within the area para hindi naapektuhan ng water system na dumadaan dyan.
Tama.
Right? So yun ang gusto lang natin malaman. Pangalawa, nagtataka ko lang, wala bang alam dito yung mga opisyales like the kagawad, councilors, kung meron man silang dispute within the barangay captains, di ba? So dapat may alam dyan ang kagawad, councilor, LGU, and even the governor. No, ano ba yung connecting dyan? Tulad po na sinasabi, we aim over all Filipino welfare, we aim OFW. Nandito po kami as advocate Filipino people, concerned citizen of the Philippines, na gusto lang po namin mabigyan ng kasagutan o hustisya kung ano man po yung inire-request sa atin ng ating mga members, ng ating mga kopamamayan. Dahil dito po sa Up Pilipinas, ang pinag-uusapan nga po natin, usapang pangkapayapaan, usapang pangkaularan, na which is nagkakaroon po ng conflict kung nagkakaroon po ng ganitong mga sistema at mga problema sa ating mga kababayan.
Siguro, well, I would like to go back to the question I asked you before we took a break. Is there a chance, or was there ever an opportunity for you to approach the barangay and clear this out?
3 days ago, my wife, bless you, sent me to go and get some yellow because the fridge is broken, and some food. And I was driving past the Capitan by the covered court, and where the basketball's playing, and he was on his own, and because I was passing with my motorbike, I thought it would be a good chance to just stop and say hello. So as I passed the Capitan, I said, Maganda hapon, Capitan, and he was nice, and he said, Maganda hapon, Neil. And I said, Capitan, could I have a chat? Is it possible to have a talk? And he said, yeah, Paul. So I said, Capitan, can we not just sit down and talk about our problems? Could we not have a meeting together? And he said, yeah, well, we could, but he said, your problem is you're a bit racist. You're verging on racism, and that you don't understand the Katatubo culture. And that rubbed me the wrong way. And I married Blessy. When I met my wife, just let me talk about this because Mam Cruz asked me to talk about this. It was Christmas, and I met Bless she worked for British Airways in the UK, and we met at Christmas, and she was very down, and I just asked her a question because I could see she was sad, and I said, Blessy, why are you sad? It's Christmas. And she said, I don't like. I'm fed up. I've had a terrible Christmas. And I said, so why don't you come to my family's house and have Christmas with us? You know, because I understand what it's like to be a foreign national, and I've lived in Italy for 14 years. I know I'm British, but I lived in Italy for 14 years. I understand the importance of a welcoming community, and I just wanted my wife now to be happy. And she came to our house with the family, and we had a lovely day, and that's how our friendship started. But what I'm sad about is Capitan and I actually started off on good terms, but now it's gone bad. I'm quite sad about that. So I was trying to hold myself back, but when he said to me, "You're racist," and I married Blessy, Filipina, I'm not racist.
Of course.
And when he said to me that you don't understand Filipino culture, he rubbed me the wrong way. So I said to him, Capitan, I'm sorry. I try my best to understand Filipino culture, but I don't understand why you dredged my land. I don't never understand why you took my gates off without court orders. And I will never ever understand why you put me in jail for 14 days.
Yes.
And with that, it went wrong, and there was a swear word that came. It was an English swear word. I'm not allowed to say it, but it begins with F. And he shouted it at me in a loud voice, and I just said, "Thank you, Capitan. I think I have to go." So unfortunately, it needs a little bit more diplomacy to get us to the table, because if we keep rubbing each other up the wrong way, we're never going to get anywhere with this. But I don't want to rub him up the wrong way. But please don't tell me I'm racist, because I'm not racist. I help the community. I help the community, and he paid me one time some money, which it's not allowed for me to take money. I don't want money from my personal wallet. I wanted money for my diesel, because it shouldn't cost me money to help the barangay with a baku.
Yeah.
A baku is normally 10,000 a day. I didn't charge any of that. I asked him for my diesel, and maybe if I broke something, I could get it fixed, the maintenance for the truck. But to use me the way he did, right, to build Elang Street, his own road, his own brother would write a sworn statement saying that I went there to do the community work, right? His own brother will give me that sworn statement saying I was there. But he took away my backup permit because he said that I didn't do the work. Now, I couldn't afford to do the work. 12-hour shifts on a 2 weeks it's going to take at least. And I was going to have to be used like a slave, worse than a slave, because I had to pay money to go to work.
Yes.
A slave doesn't have to pay money to
So
go to work.
I think we'll really have to go down to that, really go to that place
Oh my
and
gosh.
find more about,
Yeah.
find more things
Honestly.
about that. Well, greetings po sa mga ating mga nagbe-birthday ngayon. Ayan, happy birthday Attorney McNeil Rante, ang ating EVP and General Manager of Aliw Broadcasting
Happy birthday
Corporation. Bossing!
Happy birthday!
Attorney McNeil Rante, happy birthday!
Happy
Yan.
birthday yan.
Okay, for your last final message to our listeners.
For that, I'm very
Ma'am SP.
thankful na kahit papano na i-brought out tong ating problema ng ating one of the member that siya'y umabot dyan sa atin sa opisina. So, ang sabi ko nga, we have to open up para kahit papaano malaman na madla ng ating kapwa Pilipino kung ano man nangyayari. And then, for that, I'm very, very thankful sa DWIZ, most especially sa mga co-host natin. And maraming salamat sa iyo. Again, this is SP Miranda. Ang sinasabi po lagi natin, a person with the dignity, integrity, and great honor is a best person.
Yes, sir, you have any final message to everyone listening and watching us?
Marami salamat. Thank you. And dear, I know that today is the number one important day. You know, Independence Day. Independence Day. God bless you all. And I want good for the Philippines. Honestly, not everybody. I know there's been occupation for 300 years. I know your history and it's bad. Please keep your freedom.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
okay. Maraming salamat po sa ngalan po ni Kuya Andy Vital, ni General Gerry Zamudio. Kung naman po, ang palagi ko po sinasabi, pag ako'y nagpapaalam, mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Walang ibang magmamahal kundi tayong mga Pilipino. Ako po si Emil Carreon. Susunod na ang programang Pangga Ruth Abo Live kasama si Miss Ruth Abo.
What's Up Pilipinas? What's Up Pilipino? Sana diretso ang araw mo na payapa